This video is rated T for Teen. To love these two when they get angry. The world will tell you otherwise, but honestly, Hulk and Vegeta are at their best when they're pissed off. When they're mad, we're glad, because that means someone's about to get their stones turned into pebbles. Which one of these two is going to get so angry that not even Kelpie G will be able to calm them down? Today we find out who that is. Today, we rewind Rumble. Before we begin, we got massive spoilers from the Dragon Ball Super manga, especially Chapter 61. You've been warned. So without further ado, let's discuss Vegeta's new technique known as Spirit Fission. Now, spirit control in general isn't something entirely new in Dragon Ball. Technically, instant transmission is a type of spirit control. Now, that's not to say that spirit control is extremely unique, because it is definitely a unique technique. Move over, Azrael. There's a new killer flying goat in town, and he goes by the name of Moro. This goat is a nasty man. He's nicknamed Planet Eater Moro, and worst of all, he's a Wizard101.com. Moro is responsible for the mass extinction of life on 320 planets. So thank goodness this monster is locked up and can no longer cause harm. What? Are you guys waiting for a catch? There is no catch. I'm pretty sure the Galactic Police has everything under control. These are the same Galactic Police who are helpless against the Frieza Force after all.
I've had enough of this.
Okay, there is a catch. The Scary Goat Man did escape the Galactic Patrol prison, so you know exactly where this is leading. Moro reaches New Namek, and this is where he meets the guy who is in tonight's episode, Vegeta. Vegeta should be able to school this buffoon, right? After all, Vegeta was training and got stronger ever since the Tournament of Power. But as always, things aren't as easy as they sound. Vegeta was pushed all the way to his blue evolution form, which should be noted is stronger than the SSGSS form, and this is where Spirit Fission came into play. Remember in your middle school science class where you learned the difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion? Fusion fuses two things together, and fission splits things apart. So what does Spirit Fission do? Well, it does exactly what it's titled to do. Vegeta was able to tap into spirit manipulation and remove energy that Moro had built up. He was straight up making his opponent weaker. Vegeta even claims that he could undo Piccolo's two previous Namekian fusions with this technique. This technique grants the ability to do things such as undo a fusion or absorption techniques and free trapped souls. Since we're using the latest version of Vegeta, it's only fair to use the latest version of Hulk, and that comes from Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing. Though the latest use of Immortal Hulk comes from the one-shot comic Immortal Hulk Great Power Issue 1. Now this is a one-shot comic, meaning it is published as a single standalone issue with a self-contained story and not a part of an ongoing series or miniseries. However, this one-shot story is based off of the 2018 Immortal Hulk. And let's get one thing out of the way, we are not using Spider Hulk. But it is technically important to know that Hulk did temporarily find a new host. Because, spoiler alert, Bruce randomly wakes up in classic opening cliche fashion, not knowing how he ended up where he did. He just wakes up from an unconscious sleep. The catches in this story is that he's not turning big, green, or angry. In fact, it was Underoos who got the green fever and started smashing. So this left Bruce no choice but to call the Fantastic Four, and after a close match, they were able to pin Spider Hulk and send him to the unpopulated Astra Island. Usually the Hulk alone is a massive threat to the Fantastic Four, so Spider Hulk, while in theory should be more dangerous than regular Hulk, thankfully, Spider-Man doesn't really know how to control the Hulk, so it was somewhat less of a challenge if you think about it. Now eventually we do find out how Hulk lost Bruce and found Peter. Thanks to the surveillance work of Mr. Fantastic, we find out that Thor's brother Loki is responsible for Hulk leaving Bruce and entering Spider-Man. Loki was able to easily remove Hulk from Bruce, but figured it would be too risky to remove Hulk from Peter, as while Hulk was in Peter, the energy wasn't exactly the same. This left Peter and Bruce to try and solve this problem on their own. Peter came up with the idea to have Bruce take in some gamma in the same way he originally did to get his Hulk powers, but on a much smaller scale of course, because Hulk actually has a new ability to absorb energy and grow stronger from it. So while at the start, the fight between Mini Hulk and Spider Hulk did have the upper hand, but Bruce was able to absorb all of the Hulk power out of Spider-Man and regain it to gain his Hulk abilities. So pretty much what I'm telling you is we have a battle between Vegeta and his new ability to remove energy, and he's going up against Hulk with his new ability to absorb energy. It's fission versus absorption. So let's find out who wins.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place on Earth, and remember, there is no prep time. Let the battle begin!
Damn it! Ow! Hulk angry! Ah! Impudent fool! Who do you think you're dealing with? All you got! Pathetic! I'll break you! Take that! One more! You dare underestimate me? Be gone! Oh, smash! Break you! I'll beat anyone, no matter how strong they are! Useless! Yeah! Hulk, break you! Wretch! Hulk, throw! Huh, that's it, huh? You weakling! Hulk, lose! KO!
Hopefully you enjoyed that animation, and if you did, super special thanks to Team Animation Rewind's Huntsman Draconia. Thanks, and enjoy the post-analysis. I guess Immortal Hulk was actually quite mortal. Just like how Iron Man isn't made of iron, Squidward is actually an octopus, not a squid, and One Punch Man sometimes needs more than one punch. Don't judge a book by its cover. And instead of telling you how much of a stomp this is statistically, because that's kind of boring, let's pretend that for Spirit Fission, Vegeta and Immortal Hulk had the exact same stats. The question now becomes, which ability is more effective? Vegeta removing energy or Hulk absorbing energy? Vegeta does have the upper hand because his technique is far more than just a standard draining ability. It's a splitting ability that also allows Vegeta to tap into spirit manipulation. He can technically separate souls from bodies, especially if the target has absorbed multiple souls like a fusion. Vegeta himself states that he can undo Piccolo's previous fusions. Hulk, in theory, may make Vegeta weaker while he grows stronger with his ability, but he would need to constantly have Vegeta pinned, and he would need to physically catch Vegeta. So now, let's stop pretending that these two have equal stats because, well, they don't. Hulk will never be able to catch Vegeta, so there's no real way without getting lucky that will allow him to corner him into draining his power. And yes, there are MFTL feats from other Hulk continuities, but this is not a composite Hulk. And I understand people don't usually like stomps, but I thought this would be more thematically fun to use the latest Hulk versus the latest Vegeta, and they do have opposing new abilities. So even though this is a stomp, it ultimately is an appetizer episode, as Aizen vs Sephiroth is the next main course episode, making the winner of this Rumble, Vegeta. On the next episode of Rewind Rumble.
Ready? Rumble!